Hi there, and welcome to my podcast. Or should I say, welcome to the Body Doubling and Brain Dumping podcast. My name is Petra, and this is my podcast. And now I said podcast for millions of times. Very sorry for that. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been watching my last episode. It made my heart all warm because I thought nobody would watch it, and I still got a few views on them. And I also got some comments to talk to you about in the end of this episode, and that makes me very happy. It's all I want. I want this to be a community where I'm talking and you're talking and we're sharing with each other, and I'm so happy that that's the case. That's the best gift I got this year, that I got to do this podcast and that you actually watched it and talked to me through it. So I think we should just jump into the big subject right away because I have a lot to go through, and I'm gonna blab for a while. And I also want to do. I'm actually gonna do an exercise with you guys today, but I'm gonna do it later. A vagus nerve exercise for people who wants to try it. But I also want to go through all your comments and talk about them. So this will probably be a pretty long episode, it feels like right now, but we'll see where we end up. I start blabbing and then we never know where I end. That's the usual thing here on my podcast. I'm talking like I've had this podcast for years, but you might think that I did because I talk a lot to myself. So I've had my own little podcast. Today's subject is going to be about control, or I should say lack of control. I have a very, very high need for control. And I know, being autistic, that is pretty normal to have this sense that you want to know what happens when it happens. All my life it has been hard for me not to have control, and it can be very, very small things, like I couldn't have friends over because I got so stressed not knowing when they would go home. Not that I didn't want to be with them, but I knew that if I go to their place, I'm going to be there until I'm going to go home, and then I'll go home. But when friends came over to me, it was like, when are you going home? And to not know stressed me out because it's like I need to know, because I don't know. Otherwise, I feel like I need to be like fun and quirky and all this for a very, very long time, and I don't know when I have to end. It's a weird thing. I don't know if you can like see yourself in that, but it can be in all types of situations. It can also be, I'm gonna go to a party and I don't know who's there. That stresses me out. If I know who's there and I have control over it, it stresses me way less. So I know it's in the neurodiversity sphere world, a lot of people like to have control. And when there's lack of control, it can give you anxiety, stress, hard to sleep, hard to breathe even. I didn't understand where this need for control stemmed from until I got my autistic diagnosis. The ADHD diagnosis didn't really make me understand it as much as the autism diagnosis. So I don't know if it's more autistic or if it's more ADHD or if it's just as much both of them. I have no clue, but somehow in my world, I can sometimes feel that I am more autistic some days and more ADHD some days, and that's weird. And I might do an entire episode about the struggle in being both, but that's not for today. Um, so I would like to hear from you if you do have ADHD, if you do have ADD, if you only have some anxiety, if you have autism. Why can't I talk today? Autism. If you feel this need for control and how you feel when you lack control. So to get into this subject, I'm gonna tell you a story about this past year, because it has been a ride in lack of control. And some of you guys know this already if you follow me on other channels like Petras Place, that I have been struggling with something this year. I have actually been struggling so hard with it lately that I haven't been able to talk about it, and that's why I haven't wanted to do the weekly cleaning videos, because I know when I do, I talk about my life, and this has taken such a huge part of my life, in my soul, in my head, these past 2-3 weeks. So I couldn't muster up the energy to do the cleaning video, and I want to tell you what it is. About a year ago, before Christmas, I think it was. Yeah, it was before Christmas. My daughter's father called me and said, my mom wants to treat me and Leona and our entire family on his side to a trip, a warm trip, going swimming, sunbathing, all those things. And I was like, oh, that's so much fun. And he was like, she wants to take us to Thailand. And that's the first time my heart sank, because I'm like, if you go to Thailand, I know you will be gone for at least 2 weeks minimum, because it's such a long trip. You don't go for 1 week to Thailand. So I was like, okay. And I really wanted to be just happy for them, because for Leona, whoa, she would never be able to go on that trip with me, and maybe not with her father either, because we don't have a lot of money. But instead of just being happy, which I wanted to be, I couldn't stop myself from like choking. Because I have never been without my kid for more than 5 days in her entire life. And then to know I will need to be without her for at least 14 days. That alone made me so anxiety filled. Like I couldn't even, I was like, that sounds like so much fun, but couldn't she have like a dream to go to Spain so we can be for 1 week and it's closer by? Because if anything happens, I can't go there. There's not a possibility. So I wanted to just be happy, because I was happy, but the anxiety took such a crippled fear of me, because I knew I don't have control in this. I don't have a say in this. He was like, you can tell her she can't go. I was like, I can't do that to my own kid. It's the trip of a lifetime. I can't say no to this. I can't. She needs to go. I knew that. But that gave me the lack of control of a lifetime, because I was like, I can't say no. This is not in my book. I know I need to say yes. She might have a hard time being without me. I will certainly have a hard time being without her. But the worst thing is the fear that something will happen to her and I can't go there. Step one. Okay. I was sad and like scared for a while, until it slowly dawned on me like it will be okay. She will have a fun time. She will have memories. I will survive. I've been without her almost my entire life. I will be able to be without her for a few weeks. She's 6 years old. Now she's 6.5. She was 5.5 when we talked about this. Um, and that was that. So, okay, it was what it was. And then when I finally had realized that this will happen, and I started to become like okay with the thought, even though I was still scared, I talked to his sister, who was planning the trip with her mother. And we talked, and she was like, you can be calm. We've been there a million of times. We're gonna rent a nice house for us all by the beach, close to a doctor. I will make sure they have car seats in the taxi and everything. So that made me feel so calm and so sure. I was like, this feels so good, because she likes to have control just as I do. So for me, it felt like, okay, someone is going on a trip that knows it all. That has been there millions of times with her kids. It feels better to me. Nice. Okay, when are we going? You're gonna go in January 2026, or what is the plan? And then she popped it on me. They were going over Christmas and over New Year's, the entire Christmas break. And I kid you not, the anxiety I got from that, I started shaking in every part of my body. I was like, Christmas, Christmas. I cry the Christmases I can't be with my daughter because she's at her father's in town. Because Christmas is so special to me, even thinking about it now, it makes me want to cry. It is so important to me. It is so special to me. And I was like, no, can you not go after Christmas, please? They couldn't, because they need to go during Christmas break, because they can't be off school for too long. And I was like, this, I can't be fine with this. I can't. My entire body shook. I was crying. I didn't know what to do with myself, because that, to not even have the control to be with my own kid for Christmas. Like Christmas, I do all the things before Christmas. It's the most important thing for me to do a magical Christmas for my daughter, and she wouldn't even be here. It was too hard for me to handle. So I didn't like it. But I still couldn't say no. She was like, she doesn't have to come. I'm like, she has to come. This is this battle I need to have. I need to do this. I need to. I can't say no to a trip of a lifetime. She would resent me. I would resent myself. That's not cool. You don't do that. You don't say no to your kid to experience the trip of a lifetime because you can't handle this. So I was like, no, of course she's gonna go. And it broke me. First of all, I cried so much that Christmas because I'm like, this is the last Christmas with her for 2 years. And it sucked. And the thing is, I knew that if they were going the date that they told me they were going to go, I needed to celebrate Christmas with Leona, which is my daughter, December 13th. It's like in the beginning of December, it feels like. And I couldn't wrap my head around how that would ever be good. How I could believe that that would be good. Thankfully, a few months passed and they booked the trip. They booked it so they went January 22nd last year, so 2025. And that was more okay for me because then I felt I can celebrate Christmas with her on the 20th instead of 24th that we do in Sweden. And that felt okay to me. I could be with her all week. We can do Christmas fun stuff. I could ask Santa to come a little bit earlier. We could still have all the Christmas fun, and I could give her a ride the December 22nd to the airport and say bye-bye at the airport. So it actually made it better, but it still wasn't fine. It has been an anxiety-filled thing for me. I have been blocking it out. I'm very good at blocking things out. So I have been blocking it out. But the more the days came closer, the worse it got. But after a while, I was like, I hope the day just comes now, so we get this over with. But the thing was, I was so scared I would never ever see her again. I thought something would happen on the trip. Okay, the trip came. That's lack of control of those kinds of things. But now the trip came. And this is about 3 weeks ago. And that is why I haven't been able to do anything, because I haven't really been working as a person. The lack of control to put your kid on an airport, in an airport, say bye-bye, honey. Now you're gonna go on a 30-hour trip before you even arrive at the house where you're gonna live. You're gonna be in the air with 3 different airplanes. You're gonna go and ride a taxi for 6 hours or whatever it was when you come to Thailand, and she gets car sick. All those things. It was, I don't even know if that's the word, debilitating. Like I didn't work. I didn't function as a human being, and I thought the entire time, as soon as she's in the house in Thailand, I will just relax. It will be so fine, because the trip I knew would be hard for me, and it was harder than I thought, because I thought I will put her there and they will update me a lot during, like, on the airport, when they land in Dubai, when they land in Stockholm. I will be talking to them. They will update me with pictures and videos and texts and all that all the time, because I've asked for it to have some sort of control. But it was way littler than I thought they would. So it was hard for me. I'm like, I wrote sometimes like, how are you okay? Is everything doing okay? Couldn't get an answer. So my brain started like spiraling when I knew they had landed, because I followed the airplane on an app to have some sense of control once again. They landed in Dubai. I saw that, and then I couldn't get a hold of them for 1.5 hours. And I'm like, what has happened? Is she okay? How did flying go? She's never flown before. It was, all those things. And would something happen? Has she vomited? Has she slept anything? How is Tobias doing? Her father Tobias. Is he okay? Are they okay? Are they doing okay? All that. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. Flash forward. They come to Thailand. They sit on a taxi. I know they have Wi-Fi on the taxi. I still don't get updates. I'm like, how are you doing? Is the trip doing fine? Pretending not to be nervous at all. Getting no answers. And then I got an answer. Yes, she threw up. The daughter threw up. But she's better now. We are eating, and we're soon at the villa. Okay. She came to Thailand, and I thought, now everything will be fine. She's there. It's cool, you know? It wasn't cool because I still didn't get all the updates I wanted to. And I want to make sure to say this. They did nothing wrong. This is my head. This is all me. The sense of needing to see everything, to see her all the time, to see that she's okay, to see what they are doing, because I couldn't be there, but I really wanted to be there with her in the sense that I could, like, see pictures and stuff. It was so hard for me. The first days I didn't get much contact at all, and when I got contact, my daughter didn't want to talk to me, and I couldn't see her. I didn't see her. I saw her on pictures, but in her eyes, I saw she's not really there. When she was smiling and happy, I couldn't really see that she was. Like, I could see in her eyes something is up, which is not weird. She's been traveling for 30 hours. She's in a new country. She's with some of the people she knows very well, but some of them she doesn't know very well. And I was like, I don't know. I felt so bad. I had so much anxiety those 2 days, the first 2 days. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And this is because I can't control that she's feeling fine right now. I don't have any control. I can't talk to her the way I want to. I can't see her when I want to. I can't see that she's having a good time. And I sound like a crazy person. I know. Believe me, I know. But then Christmas Eve, December 24th, she called me nighttime before she go into bed, and she was herself again. She was quirky. She was happy. She wanted to tell me things. And right away after that phone call, my shoulders was like relaxed. I felt the pit in my stomach was way, 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 way smaller. Because yes, I can't control her, I can't control them, I can't control the situation, but now I could see she's all right. She's great. She's herself again, and I can relax. And I said to them, I know she's probably has been herself all the time for you guys, but for me, who's a nervous person and only see fragments, I couldn't really see her, but now I do, so that makes me much, much happier. So as soon as I felt like I gained some sort of control, I felt so much better. But now, as I'm sitting here, I look fine to you probably, but right now my daughter is in an airplane. She's on her way back. 30 hours trip once again. She's now on the first flight from Thailand to Dubai. 6.5 hours, I think it is. And she's up in the air and I can't do anything. And the lack of control, the knowledge that I can't reach her how much I would even want to, the knowledge that if anything happens to the plane, she won't get here. That freaks me out. And even if I haven't tried to think about it really these weeks, I have felt it. I feel like something is missing. My daughter isn't here. I haven't seen her for 18 days tomorrow, but I'll pick her up tomorrow in the airport. So that's why I feel like I can make this episode now. But yeah, she's up in the air. I hope to sleep anything tonight, but I don't think I will. I haven't been sleeping at all almost for a week, and I think it is because my body feels like something is missing all the time. What is happening? It doesn't understand anything. She usually sleeps by me in the bed, so it's weird. But it is what it is, and she's had a trip of her lifetime, and I'm so happy she went. And this is just a massive, thing happening. This has been a year coming. It's been a year of me feeling like I have no control. I have no say in when they go. I have no say in how many days. I have no say in what happens. So it has been hard, really, really hard. Now I know that her father has gotten a tummy flu on the plane before going on the plane, and Leon had one yesterday. So that made me worried too. No control once again. So when I didn't get updates on how she was feeling, did not enjoy that feeling at all. So I guess I'm not the only one having trouble with lack of control, with not being able to control the situation, with not being able to know everything, because that is the most anxiety-filled thing for me. And I wish I could say I have the best, solution for this, but I don't. Well, I do, but I don't. But I do. The best thing I've learned in my life of anything is acceptance. The acceptance of things. I have been working hard my entire life about in the acceptance area. And I know that if I hadn't been so good at accepting things the way they are, I would have had a much worse life than I do. And accepting things doesn't mean you like it. It doesn't mean you don't get anxiety over it. But it's like, I accept that I have anxiety over this. But most of all, I accept that I don't have control right now. There is nothing I can do about it. She's up in the air in an airplane. Whatever I do here doesn't matter. That I'm sitting here fighting it doesn't matter. The thing that matters to me and the peace in me is acceptance. I accept that she's there, and I accept I can't do anything about it. Not one bit can I do anything about it. I accept that I don't get updates. I can't do anything more than ask for it. I've asked for it. If I don't get it, it's what it is. I need to accept it. If I hadn't accepted my life with almost no money, it would be really hard for me. I have accepted it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I have the things I have. I can't work full time. I have the money I have. Some months I can't make do. So sometimes I need to borrow money from my parents. I hate it, but I've accepted it. And that's the thing with me in everything. I accept that I never will be able to work full time. Not at least how I am right now. But I can work 60%. It's hard in the money department, and I accept that too, because I know this is my limit right now, and that's okay. So if I could give anything to you, is to work on acceptance. There is a serenity prayer that I learned when I was working a lot on acceptance. I believe in God, so for me it's easy to pray to God, like, please God, give me the I don't know how you say it in English because I say it in Swedish, but the knowledge to accept things the way they are, not the way I want them to be, and stuff like that. Like, accept the things I can't change and the courage to change the things that I can. So, acceptance is the key to so many things in this life, at least to me. And I might do even more talk about acceptance in this podcast because it is something that is really, really important and something that has helped me my entire life, I would say. I would also say for me, which is good sometimes, very bad sometimes, I'm very good at denial. Like, really not trying to think about things. Not trying to think about that the problem is there even. The thing is, my body still remembers that it's there. My body knows how I'm feeling, even though my brain tries to tell me that it's not there. But I am good in, like, I'm gonna do a project in my daughter's room. That's what I'm gonna focus on now when she's not here. I'm gonna make a podcast. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Like, keep myself busy to not think about it. And it's not a solution forever. Uh, it burns you out after a while. But for me, it can be a solution for shorter times to, like, pretend it's not there. Do other stuff, ugly dance and stuff like that. So that's also something I do. I wish I could give you a receipt or whatever it's called on how you can get rid of stress and anxiety and stuff, but I am working on it still myself. But I can feel like it's good to vent about it, to talk about it, make it less big, because in your head it can be so big. Right now, when I'm talking about it, it feels pretty good that I'm talking about it instead of sitting here worrying about that she's in the plane. And it makes it smaller because I hear how crazy I sound. I sound like a terrible mother. I sound like a terrible ex-girlfriend who's like, send me pictures, please, send me pictures. Can you please just update me on how it's going? I know you're puking, but how is it going? I know that. Thankfully, he knows who I am, but also I know he knows how hard this trip was for me. So he gladly does it for me. He's very nice that way. But that is a little bit about my problems with lack of loss of control, probably is the word, an even better word. And I'm thinking about doing the exercise now or later, but I think I will do the exercise that I want to show you after we've gone through the comments a little bit. Because this was like the big subject in this. Let me know if you have issues with control loss, or if you have any ideas on how you manage when that happens to you. It would be very nice for me to hear. I think we can really learn from each other in this. I just remember another short thing that is about lack of control. I'm not an actress, but I like acting a lot. I've been doing that a lot in my life. So when I go to auditions and I have done an audition and they're like, yeah, went pretty good, and I have to wait for the answer and not know when the answer will come or if it even will come. That is to me like the worst thing in the world. To know I might get an answer, I might not get an answer. Will it be positive if I get an answer, or will I get a negative answer? I rather get a negative answer than no answer at all. I hate not knowing. And that was just a short little side cut, but I've done some auditions lately and it's hard for me to not know. I hate it, but I love acting, so. Well, now we're actually gonna go through my comments. We're gonna see if I can get them on screen. There we have them. I don't know if you can see it. We can zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna read it to you, so it doesn't matter if you can't read it. I'm so happy that you guys are sending me comments. It's like, I can't believe it. Hi Petra, I don't usually comment, but I have been watching for quite a while. Thank you so much for watching. It makes me very happy. I really enjoy the body doubling videos. They help me so much just to have some company and get some stuff done. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here with me. I'm glad I can help you. I even clean listening to this video. Yes, I forgot to say that in the beginning. You can have this podcast on while you're cleaning, studying, sleeping, doing the dishes, walking, whatever. I just want to be in your ear as some sort of a friendly voice, the body double person. My room is very messy, so I'm trying to sort it. You are awesome for trying to sort it. I really like the idea of hopes for this year. So here is what I'm thinking will be my hopes for 2026. I want to have calmer evening routines so I can sleep better. Same. I need that too. I want to reduce my screen time and replace it with the hobbies I used to enjoy, like arts, crafts, music, and reading. Oh, you sound like me. I want to get better at keeping my room tidy and staying on top of routine tasks like homework. I also want to work on my anxiety and improving my communication skills. We are pretty similar, I must say, and I love these hopes for you. I am also hoping to travel with my mom this year. I think it will be a really good experience for us. Wow, I really hope you get to travel with her. What a fun thing to do together. Lots of love. I am looking forward to these podcast episodes and will, of course, continue watching the body doubling too. P.S. I often hear you say in videos that you think they are boring. Please do not think these are boring. We all love hearing you ramble. You have a really nice ideas and it's very calming. Thank you very, very much for this very nice comment. There was so much great things in this to unpack. I'm gonna try to do it shortly so this pod doesn't get too long, but I loved your ideas, your hopes, and this thing to like get a calmer evening situation. I'm working really hard on that right now. That's what I'm doing with my vagus nerve, and I'm going to show you a routine after this exercise. After this, I'm going to show you the exercise routine. It's not an exercise. I'm going to show you the routine. I'm exercising the vagus nerve, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That is very good. That has calmed me a lot. I do it. I can do it in the middle of the day too. Every time I feel a little bit anxious and stuff. I really hope you get to take that trip with your mom. That would be so much fun for both of you. So I hope that happens for you. Do you have any clothing sensitivities? I really want to dress cute, but I have such a hard time because a waistband hit in the wrong spot or a fabric is too clingy or icky feeling. Also, ew, bras, they're so restrictive. My intention this year is to embrace my ADHD, autistic ADHD, get a real diagnosis and find help to get more strategies so it's not interfering with life so much. That is a great intention. Really, it really is, to find strategies to work in your life. That is so good, and that is something I work on too myself. And yes, I do have clothing sensitivities a lot. Do you see what I have on myself here? fleece, very, very soft fleece. I also have fleece pants. I've been at work all day. I hate the work pants. They are so uncomfortable. Not because they're hard or anything. It's like I need to pull them up all the time, and it's the belt and stuff. I really don't like it, but I need to have it. So yes, I do have clothing sensitivities. The worst thing for me can be socks, or when I'm lying in bed and like my pajama pants are a little bit curled up, so I lay on lumps of them. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes I need tight, tight, tight clothes to sleep in. Tight, tight, tight. I have socks when I sleep too, because otherwise I get pain in my legs. That's another story. But disgusting socks. Socks that are a little bit too big that your foot is like moving in the sock. It's like the most disgusting thing I know. I can't dress cute all the times either. I almost always wear sweats or comfortable clothes like that because I like it. But that are really cute clothes. I have like 2 or 3 um, suits that are like almost like sweatsuits, but they look like suits, which I love. But I know that's hard. I also have a daughter that has clothing sensitivity. She doesn't have any diagnoses except for selective mutism that has also gotten much better. But I try to be a role model for her. So I see her having a hard time and I say to her, you know what? Mom's work pants are really disgusting. I hate wearing them. There's no fun. But you know what? I get used to it after a while. I can wear them for the entire workday. So you can wear these really warm clothes when you're going out on also at school because we have 30 below. Sometimes she needs warm clothes, but she hates the feeling of them. And I'm like, you can have them. You will survive. You might think it's very hard in the beginning. When you start playing, you won't think about it anymore. And I know she doesn't. And I know that can be with me too. When I don't think about it, it's okay. So sometimes I have also had some really icky clothes on some parties. I always regret it, but I also know I will survive it. So sometimes I actually wear it even though I don't like it. But then the acceptance comes in again. I accept this feels yucky and I accept that it bugs me out. However, if I'm too sensitive, because I am more sensitive some days and less sensitive some days, it depends on how burnt out I am at the moment. When I'm too sensitive, I get angry by clothes like that. Like I can feel my entire body just like, I want to get out of this. So I wish I had a recipe for you to just like do this and it will feel good. But I think it's practice and I think it's day to day. When you feel very good, you can probably have that belt that feels very yucky. But if you're having a bad day, find yourself some clothes that are very comfortable but very cute. Then you can feel cute still. But I believe you aren't cute in anything. So that is what I can give you for this. Congratulations on the first podcast episode. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy. I can't agree more on so many points and especially feel curious about how to do with the vagus nerve. Boom! I think I'm going to do an entire episode about the vagus nerve when I've been reading into it a little bit more. I know too little to do an entire episode, and even when I know, I'll probably need to have some sort of script because the English words and stuff like that. But what we're going to do, the exercise we're going to do in the end of this is actually for the vagus nerve, which is very, very interesting. And it works like a charm for me at least. But it took some practice for my body to actually react to it. But I'm going to talk more about that when we do the exercise. Right now, these hurt my ears. So I don't really want to have them. But otherwise, I don't hear if you hear me. I love your podcast style, Petra. Thank you, Adrian. Yes, not goals, but generally make more use of my time this year, doing doing it rather than thinking about it. For example, cycling. I need more courage and less fear. You could talk about the Swedish concept of lagom. Not too much, not a little, and general updates on yourself. Happy New Year. Hope it's get warmer for you. I will have some other ideas later. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Swedish, and we have the best word in Swedish called lagom. Lagom is exactly what it says. Not too much, not too little. So if somebody asks me, how warm is it outside? And I say, lagom. It means I'm not cold, I'm not warm. I'm perfect. That's lagom. How much do you want? Lagom. Not too much, not too little, but it's a hard measurement because lagom for me could be something way different for you. But I really liked, Adrian, what you said here about do it rather than think about it. I really work on that myself too. I work on all your goals. Hi Petra, I hope 2026 is a fantastic year for you. Thank you, the same to you. I personally struggle with overthinking pretty much everything. When I try to sleep, I replay the day in my head. It's exhausting. Yes, it is. I've tried too many things to list to no avail. Do you have any suggestions? Again, I wish you a happy and healthy new year. Much love. Thank you, Kathleen, and much love to you too. I am the master of overthinking. I should have a medal for overthinking. I can lay in bed and all of a sudden I remember something from 10 years ago. Oh my god, when I said that, do you think they meant that they thought I meant like this? Oh gosh, when she gave me that look, did she think that I said something that I didn't mean? Or or did she think that when I said it with that tone that I was mad at her? That's my life. And I once again wish I could tell you I have the recipe to get rid of it, but I don't. Here we fall into the acceptance part of it. At some point, I say to myself, I'm not saying that I always feel it, but I'm saying to myself, you know what? I have to accept that if they took the thing I said wrong in a way I didn't mean it at all, I know my intention with what I said. If they felt something different about it, I'm sorry to say, but that's on them. Because I know I didn't say it like that. I know I didn't mean it like that. So if they feel like that, it's on them because I didn't do that. I didn't. I know I didn't. So I need to accept that for myself. Like, okay, I need to accept that maybe not everybody likes me. And I hate that. I think it's so hard. So I'm not saying it lightly. Real not. But I try now when I work a lot about my inner peace and the vagus nerve and all this, I try to take a deep breath, say to myself, I didn't mean it like that. That look that they gave me could have meant whatever else. If they talked to me with a tone, but if I just listened to what they said, they didn't say anything bad. So even if they had a bad tone to me, it doesn't mean they hate me or mad at me. So it's a lot of trying to talk myself into peace a little bit, because that anxiety it gives, it's so hard. It's hard to fall asleep. I talk a lot to myself. Like I talk to the people. I didn't mean that. I talk too much to myself. Once again, sound like a crazy person. I talk to myself a lot. I have conversation with the people I'm overthinking about loudly in my room, what I would say if we had the conversation about it also. And I try to stop that because it makes me spiral a lot. But sometimes also I have written my friends, like when I said that, I hope you didn't take it the wrong way. I didn't mean it like that. I had that one of those experiences a few weeks ago. I met a friend on a birthday party for a kid that my kid also was at the birthday party for. So we started talking and we started talking about some hardships with parenting. It can be hard sometimes, especially when you're going through stuff yourself and your kid is going through hard stuff. And then I felt like, oh my gosh, I really don't hope she felt like I was like downplaying my own kid, like because I didn't say bad things about my kid, but I've talked about parenting and how hard it can be and stuff. So I had to write her. I'm like, I am an overthinker. I even wrote that I'm an overthinker and I can't stop thinking about, I hope you don't took this that I said like something bad about my kid, because I didn't mean it like that. It was the struggles we are going through right now. I just wanted to talk about it because she was talking about hers too. And she was like, no, I never, I even not even thought about it. Like parenting is hard sometimes. It doesn't mean we don't love our kids or think our kids are bad in any way. So it was nice to me. So sometimes I actually just write it out to the person. Like I am an overthinker. I can't stop thinking about this. If you took this the wrong way, I didn't mean it that way, just so you know. And then I can usually let it go better. But then I start overthinking about what I wrote if I don't get an answer. But that's another question. Ooh, this podcast is awesome. You are awesome. I had no idea you were going to start one. Me neither. I have wanted to for a long time. And then that day I was like, I'm going to do a podcast. And then I just did it. So we'll see how long it takes before I stop doing it. I hope never. But maybe sometimes I just do one episode a month or whatever. I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm just smiling as I'm listening because a lot of your goals really similar to mine. Like you shared, I'm not too specific. I like to keep things open. Really good. I love those kinds of things. Maybe it sound like a detail, but I don't use the words goals anymore. For me, they are more intentions that really come from the heart. I answered her comment because I thought that was a good thing to say. I sometimes hard time with the English language. I also like the word intentions more. And that is more my thought when I said goals, because goals can also be like, I need to get there. And that's not the thought. This hurt my ears. Intentions are really more the word I was searching for. I have three questions. Would you say at this stage in your life you have fully accepted your AuDHD, which is autism and ADHD diagnosis, or somehow unconsciously you are still fighting it? That's a good question. I would say I fully have accepted it. Once again, acceptance is important to me. I have accepted it fully. It doesn't mean I'm not angry at it sometimes, because I can be really angry at it sometimes. I think it's very hard, and it sometimes is with that money situation I'm going through. I've accepted my money situation too, but sometimes when it's really hard, I get mad at myself for not working as a normal functioning human being. When I have a lot of anxiety, like I always have anxiety, so when I get more anxiety, I sometimes also can feel why was there no medicine at least that worked for me, because I can't take medicine even. So I can sometimes be a little angry about that. But I have accepted the diagnosis. I'm not fighting it. I actually am proud of it in a way, which I never thought I would say. But I'm proud that I am the way I am. And I know because of my diagnosis, I, I am who I am. I like who I am, actually. So yeah, I would say I have accepted it. What are the accommodations you make on a daily basis, big or small, to make your life a little bit better? I would say that's a hard question. I need to think a little bit about it. I would say I don't know if that counts as an accommodation, but as I said, I don't work full time. I work only 60%, and that is because I wouldn't be able to function if I worked more, and I need to make that decision for myself to be able to be a mom that can be present with my kid, who can make food for her, who can play with her, and all those things. I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but I do buy food when I feel like I can't, like I can't make food today. I can buy a pizza, maybe something like that. Sometimes I ask my mom, can we come and eat at your place? Because I sometimes need help. And it's not that I couldn't, like, if my mom said no, and if I didn't have the money for pizza, it's not like I wouldn't give her food and I wouldn't be a good mom. But I hope you understand what I mean, that I try to be sometimes a little easy on myself to be able to be who I want to be. I also need to go to bed very early, nighttime, which is hard sometimes. I know it's best for me to get into bed early to have a good day the next day. No, I haven't slept for 2 weeks, as I said, because I've had trouble sleeping when Leona is not here. But I have to go to bed earlier than some people do to make my life a little bit better. But I also had times in my life where I put the alarm much earlier, which I do still. I put the alarm an hour earlier than we should put the alarm on, because I want to get up. I want to not stress in the morning. We are always getting stressed in the end still, but I want to have a calm, peaceful start of the morning. Otherwise, I don't function well. And I know I sometimes need to clean in the morning before work because I know I'm too tired after work. So I constantly have to balance my life a little bit like that. So I'm not doing things the way a normal adult person might do. Maybe I have to think about, can I really manage impressions today, or should I be alone when Leon is at her father's, for instance? So small things like that is stuff I do. And sometimes I'm good at doing them for myself, and sometimes I'm worse at it. According to you, what part of neurodivergence are still misunderstood, even with ADHD communities? Ooh, hard question. I think that it's a big misconception that everybody has a little bit ADHD or autism, because I don't believe that. I believe everybody has their struggles. I believe everybody go through things, but I don't believe that everybody has ADHD or autism. Just because the world is a little bit weird now, so a lot of people has symptoms that's similar to autism and ADHD, but not everybody has it. I also think it's a misconception that all ADHDers are the same, all the autistic people are the same. I don't believe that. We all have our own struggles, and a few years back, no one would even believe me if I say I have autism, because it's not, I don't look like a typical autistic person. So I think it's misunderstood in many ways still. But I think also that a lot of knowledge is getting put out there in the world, which is super good. So hard questions, all of them, but really nice. I had to think a little bit, and I like that. Thank you. I'm also excited about this new year. In 2025, my word of the year was slowing down, and I'm happy and very grateful I made good progress in different areas of my life. This year it's going to be play. I love this. I love that you had a mantra or a word for your year. Such a smart thing. Really cool. And I love that you managed to slow down and that it helped you and that you now feel like this year I'm gonna play. It's gonna play, 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 play. Love it. Super, super interesting. I will love to hear from you if you get to update me a little bit in the play area. What you've done to feel like you are more go this year. Love it. And that was that. That was all. And that was awesome. I got so many questions and I'm so blown away and happy because I thought nobody's gonna ask me anything. But you did. And now what we're gonna do is actually go to the vagus nerve exercise that I told you about. I don't know if you heard about EFT tapping. It's something I started with lately that you can do if you feel stressed, if you want to relax but you can't sleep or something like that, if you have anxiety, if you're sad, if you're mad, if you need to, all those things, if you need to calm down, if you need to try to relax. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to do them with you. You can do all these things while repeating a mantra or something, mantra, or whatever. I thought about overthinking here, Kathleen. When I'm overthinking, I can use this nowadays when I started using it. When you start the tapping, I know too little to go deep into it, but the exercise I can tell you. If you start to yawn, it's very normal. It took a while for me to start yawning when I did this, but I know it's a good thing that I do because that means I activate the vagus nerve. If I feel unsafe, if I'm scared, if I'm anything like that, what I do while I tap is I'm thinking to myself or saying to myself, I am safe. I am safe here. I am okay. I am safe. Things like that. But now we're going to tap together. You can do this for longer periods of time than I'm going to do it. You can also repeat this process after we're done and do it again. I would love for all of you to try this once a day or something, at least, and let me know how it felt. Like, do it if you feel like you want to relax but you can't. Do it if your mind is racing or if you have anxiety or whatever. And then I would like to hear from you how it felt. We're going to take one hand. You don't have to do this hard. You can do it hard if you want, loose if you want. I do it like this. We're going to start tapping on the crown of our head for a while, like this. And we can, if we feel like we need it, say to ourselves, I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm good the way I am. I'm safe here. Nothing is happening. I'm just sitting here. I'm safe. I'm safe. And I'm okay. And you can say whatever you want to yourself while doing this. You can also be quiet. You can think things. After we've been tapping on the crown of our heads, we're gonna go to our eyebrows here. And we're gonna keep on tapping. I like to close my eyes while tapping on the eyes like this. I think it feels good. You don't have to do it hard. Just do how it feels. It's a really good way, I feel, to ground myself. When I've done the eyebrows, I do, not everybody does, I do with in the middle of the eyebrows too, like this. I think it's nice, like around here. And now I start to yawn. Then, below the eyes, I'm safe. I'm okay. Deep breaths. And then, out here, beside the eyes, right around on the cheekbones here. And now I would like you to take deep breaths. And then we're gonna go under the nose here, on top of the lip. Like, not on the lip, but over the lip. Deep breaths. With your stomach if you can. I'm okay. I'm safe. And then on the chin here. I'm right here, right now, and I am safe, and I am all right. Then I will take down your collarbones, right below the collarbones. You can tap there. And then your armpit is here, but lower down by the rib cage almost, but here on the side. My green screen is going crazy. You can tap there. Almost all these places can hurt a little bit for me. Not because I do it hard, but I guess it's some nerves there or something. The other side. Looks like a moon in my green screen here. I usually, if I don't go through mantras, if I don't say I'm safe in this, I just take deep breaths all the time I'm doing this. And this is the one I'm going to show you that you can use whenever, wherever, every time you feel stressed. This is a really good one. It's here. You tap here. And you can do that on the bus, like during a break at work. It can be a little bit more subtle than the other places, but you can do all of them wherever. But this one is a really nice one, I think. Now I get really relaxed and tired. I didn't get that way the first time I did this. I want to let you know. So I've been working on this every day for a couple of weeks now. I do it usually around bedtime when my mind is racing and stuff like that. Sometimes I do it a couple of times every day. It's a very simple thing to do, and now I'm done. Sometimes I do the fingers too, but I haven't seen a lot of people do that, but I do that sometimes because I feel like it's nice. This is a good routine to do when you feel like you're spiraling, like you feel like you're stressing out, when you feel like, oh, the feeling of anxiety is here again. Start doing this and just think things for yourself. And if you want to, you do it all around again. Or maybe you feel like, oh, I really like this one, then you do that more. It's no like demands or anything around this. And then I just like to stretch out. That was so nice. I'm so glad I got to do that with you. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, ask me questions in the comments for next week's or next time's episode. I don't know if it's next week. Or subjects you won't like me to talk about or cover, and this is what it will be. I don't have the answers to everything. I just have my experiences. Sometimes I have zero answers. Maybe you can let me know how you do stuff. So I think it's such an important thing to tell each other our own experiences, because we're all different. As I said in the question about neurodiversity, we are all different. One there's no one for all in this. So maybe we can help each other out. And I will try to always put a pinned comment in the comments when I post the videos for you guys to be able to answer that question if you don't have anything to say or something. I don't know. Thank you for being here, my lovely community, my beautiful weirdos. You are the best people out there. And I'm so happy I get to do this. And I made my second episode. I'm a little bit proud of myself. Wah, wah. I don't know what to say. I have a hard time saying goodbye because I just love talking to you guys. But thank you very, very much. I'm proud of you as always. And I love you very much. And I will see you when I see you, I guess. Bye bye.